Welcome back. In today's video, we will see the 4 must-have plugins for Grasshopper. Regardless the activity you do, these plugins are for you. So let's see them. So the first one is sunglasses. So you can get it from Food for Rhino. It's a website where you can find a lot of Rhino Grasshopper components, plugins. And to get it, you just go to Food for Rhino, you write sunglasses in the search bar, and you will get to this page. You hit the download button, and then the download button here. If you're not logged in, this will be login. You just click that, you log in, and then you will have the download button available. If you click that, it of course downloads the file to your downloads folder here. And to install it, you just go to Grasshopper, to Rhino Grasshopper. You go to File, Special Folders, Components folder. Let me actually, probably haven't clicked. Okay, here, so Components folder, I already have it installed, but if you don't, you just go to your downloads folder and you just copy this file into this app data roaming Grasshopper libraries folder, and then it's installed. You just have to restart Rhino, and the next time you open it up, it'll be available. So what does it do? Well, let's drop in a component here, and you can see in Rhino, in Grasshopper UI, you can have either icons or the text. So this is the list item component, for example. If you look at the icon, it shows you the icon. I like to have the icons always displayed, but I would also like for the name to be available as well. So can I have both? Well, the answer is yes, and to do that you use sunglasses. So if you have it installed, you just turn it on by clicking on the glasses, and indeed it tells you the names of the objects you drop in. So this is a panel. Even if you have it without the header, it will show. Then you have maybe a color thing, a point. Okay, so everything you drop in will have this nice name at the top of it, and you also have some options to change the dimensions of it and stuff like that. So this is very useful. The first plugin is sunglasses. Go get it. The second one is called Snapping Gecko. So to do that, to install it, we can find it directly in Rhino. So you don't have it to even go to Food for Rhino. You could go to Food for Rhino, but let's look it up here. So you go snapping. I just wrote package manager command in Rhino and hit enter. That just came up with this this window and online, and then snapping gecko, and you just click on it and then install. So after you do, you just have to restart Rhino, and then the next time you open it up, it will have this, it will be installed. You will recognize it because it has this snapping gecko there. So let's drop in again, maybe 2 panels just to demonstrate the concept. And you see when you go in Rhino, you would like maybe to align these panels. You can sort of do it with these handles, but you would like to do it automatically before actually clicking those handles. Can you do that? Well, yes, you can go snapping gecko. Let's turn it on. And now you see you have guides whenever moving around. And this is very useful to place stuff ordered on the canvas. You may notice that if you go quite far, actually I already probably changed the parameter, but if you go quite far, it won't be available anymore. Let's maybe do it even bigger. Okay, here you see it's not available anymore, whereas here it is. So there's a parameter that controls this, this distance, and it's in File, Preferences. Under Widgets, you go to here, Snapping Gecko, and this gives you the parameter. I believe by default is set to 600. Okay, and then this is the amount of probably pixels, not sure. The index, yeah, I guess it's pixels, that it will snap and recognize snapping. So this is another very useful component. Go get it. So the third component is called pancake. No, it's not food, but it's sweet anyway. So let's go and bring up the package manager again, and then you can write pancake. All right, so pancake here, 2.8 at the moment. You just install it again the same way as before, and then the next time you open up Rhino, you will have it. So why do we need pancake? Well, pancake actually has a bunch of components in, but that's not what we're interested in this video. The only thing we are interested is cluster operation component options, which are under pancake menu cluster operations. Why is that? Well, there's a sort of a bug in Grasshopper where if you create a cluster, let's create a cluster with just sums to number. Okay, so let's define it. We haven't seen clusters at the moment on the channel, I believe, but just follow along, it doesn't matter. You will encounter this problem at a certain point. So let's define a cluster, very easy. So this is a pretty useless cluster because it only has one component, but it doesn't matter. And then we can right-click cluster. So we have a cluster, okay? We would like to change this name, so A, B, and result. So we click it in, we double-click on the handle, and then let's say first number. Let's copy number because we will use it a bunch of times. First number, okay? And then we have here second number, second number. Okay, I put a space in it. Okay, and then let's say this is the out number. Out number. Okay, then we just save it. So right click, save, and the names are not displaying. So this is a sort of a bug. We want to actually show them, and to do that you use pancake. You go to pancake, cluster operation, refresh, and magically the names appear. Well, spelled wrong because I did, but it doesn't matter. And this is a very useful plugin again, which I highly suggest you get. Regardless of actually these components, which are useful as well, but that's not the point of this video. These are for specific applications. This is for generic use. Okay, so the last one, because I said there are 4 plugins, you don't actually even to install it because it's available in Grasshopper by default, but many of you maybe don't know it exists and it's very useful. So let's actually go with a plus, okay? And let's define a series maybe, starting from 0 with, I don't know, 1,000, a lot of elements, so 1,000,000 elements. Well, let's not exaggerate, say 100,000 elements. We will drop it in, okay? And then we will sum it with another list of 100,000 elements, okay, and we'll drop it in. So you will see it takes a while to do it. You would like to know how much time it takes. Can you know that? Well, yes, in Grasshopper by default, if you go under Display Canvas widget, you have this profiler. You can click on it, and indeed this will pop up, these windows underneath your components, which will tell you how much time it took for this operation to happen. And in this case, you see this took 264 milliseconds, and then 3 milliseconds for this, 4 for that one. And 0 for this. If you don't see like the 0, for example, it's not that it's not working, it's just that there is an option. If you go to Preferences, Widgets, and Profiler, there's a threshold. So let's say the threshold in my case is 5 milliseconds. And you see that everything that takes less than 5 milliseconds will not have the profiler. Everything that takes more will have it. So this is very useful if you build a very complex solution to go and find out which components are taking longer and try to optimize them to make them faster. So that was it. So these are the 4 must-have plugins for Grasshopper. So what are your 4 must-have plugins? Write them in the comments section and see you next time. Bye.